Listen, we are back for another weekly reset, and it's 2026. It is 2026. And listen, I'm in the middle of my Sunday reset, okay? I'm taking the fingernail polish off of my hands. So if you guys are listening through an audio podcast, you won't have the visual, but you can always come to our YouTube channel and see the video, okay? But something that has been coming up for me lately, because as I told y'all, I'm not anybody's coach. Like, I'm here trying to figure out how I can be a better person, right, daily, with all of the distractions and everything that comes along with being like a human here on earth, okay? So, I just noticed that people think they're lazy sometimes, but they're actually drained and they just don't realize it. Or rather than saying drained, I will say they're in survival mode, okay? And if you're in survival mode, you can't see like the benefit of hiring a personal trainer, maybe, because you're trying to figure out more detrimental things, like things that affect your day to day, right? So this video is for people like that. Like, if you feel like things are harder than they should be, like, this episode is for you, because I want you to focus on your basics. But we'll get to that, okay? We'll get to that, because it seems like lately everything has become about like discipline versus anything else, like discipline over anything else, and that messes people up, because like where does discipline come from? That is the question that needs to be answered, okay? Some people think they lack discipline, but they really just haven't like done something consistently to build the discipline, because the discipline comes from doing things, consistently. So, but I always want to talk about how much the basics matter. Like, people think that they can kind of ignore how they eat, ignore getting enough sleep, not moving their body and things like that. Those things are the center of whatever it is that you want to do out here, no matter who you are, no matter what your walk of life is or whatever. Like, why would you not want to show up hydrated, well nourished, well rested, and all of that? Like, that's why I don't understand why, and I used to do it too. Like, I don't understand why we really look at ourselves like the last thing sometimes, like, especially if you're like a caregiver or something of that nature. When you are depleted, everything else feels harder. So, like, I don't know why we kind of omit the basics: rest, food, water, sleep, even your prayer and reflection life, right? Like, all of those things should be your focus every day, daily, because that's your main important job, is to keep yourself on point. That's how I look at it, You can't demand discipline from a body that is drained, okay? And don't beat yourself up that you don't have discipline. You're probably drained and in survival mode as well. Like, let's be for real, you know what I'm saying? You don't just decide to be disciplined, okay? Discipline comes from doing those consistent habits over and over, which is why this year I wrote down myself, I wrote out a personal curriculum, right? And basically what I did was, in the personal curriculum, like my life's syllabus, right? I just identified things that I want to accomplish or touch, areas in my life that I want to touch daily. So that boils down to, what habits am I going to have daily? And so that's what my personal curriculum is all about. It just has, my goals and stuff written down into a format where I just need to develop these small habits and do them consistently, and I'm going to hit all of those areas that I want to hit. And that's what Self-Care Revolution is all about anyway. Like, yeah, we have professional goals, we have, plans and aspirations and things we want to do, but like, on a day-to-day basis, it's about the small, consistent habits that we do, like, and how well we take care of ourselves as to how good we're going to do at anything else, all right? I used to play kickball, and whenever I had practice or a game, I made sure that I ate certain things. I made sure that I stayed hydrated. I made sure that certain things happened, because when it came time to play, I wanted to be prepared. I didn't want to show up tired. I didn't want to show up, on an empty stomach and not have any energy. Like, That's how I look at life. Like, however you're going to show up to work, right? However you're going to show up for as a parent, however you're going to show up as a spouse, a friend, whatever, all relies on how well you take care of yourself. Because skipping basics and expecting consistency, that doesn't work. All right. Yeah, I got to-do lists for work, but really and truly it matters. What matters more is, did I have a good morning routine that set me up for success? Now, honestly, I'm gonna give you something that I figured out recently, meaning in the later part of my life versus, this is something I wish I would have known years and years and years ago or whatever. But self-care is not about you doing more. It's really not about you doing more. It's basically not disappearing after you fall off, right? For instance, let's say you started a workout plan, right? And you're supposed to work out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you fell off on Friday. Don't let that make you fall off the next Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Just get back up and keep going. Like, don't start over or don't stop, right? It's basically not disappearing on yourself, right? And handling one basic need at a time. If you can't address all 5 of the daily 5, which is, hydration, nourishment, prayer and reflection, rest, and movement, pick one and focus on it. Like, I look at it like a chair, right? You got 4 legs to a chair, and the 4 legs of self-care we focus on over here is physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional. If you can only work on one a day, just work on one a day, but do not skip, period. Like, don't put yourself on the back burner, because what else is more important than you? What else? You know what I mean? It's all about not leaving yourself hanging. You know what I mean? And consistency isn't about doing everything. Consistency isn't even about doing something every day. All right. It's just not abandoning yourself. Don't leave yourself hanging. This is the kind of thing that we check in weekly in the Self-Care Collective about, because the work of being consistent is about just doing it, just being consistent. All right. And so that's what we do in the Self-Care Collective. But, I want you to give yourself some grace. I want you to take some time to reflect on your past week and see what worked self-care wise and what you've been ignoring. All right. And address that this week. All right. Get down in the comments below. Let me know what you're going to focus on this week when it comes to your self-care.